Aloha, and welcome to another segment of Question of the Week, brought to you by the Honolulu Christian Church and Evidence and Answers. Well, we're talking about ghosts this week, and there's an increased interest in ghosts and spiritual forces during this season. And it is at this season I'm often asked about ghosts, or people tell me about an encounter they had with a spiritual entity. Well, are ghosts real? What exactly are ghosts? Can we communicate with the dead? A USA Today poll reported that 45% of Americans believe in ghosts. A recent Pew Research study states that 29% believe they have contact with ghosts. That means nearly one half of Americans, that's over 100 million Americans, believe in ghosts. 29% of Americans think people can communicate with or mentally talk to the dead. So what exactly are ghosts? Well, according to popular teaching from the psychics, ghosts are believed to be the spirits or souls of a dead person who has not passed over onto the other side, but remained here on earth. Ghosts allegedly often think they're still alive. Most spirits accept their death and proceed through some tunnel to the spirit dimension to the other side. However, ghosts refuse to proceed and thus still think that they are alive. Ghosts allegedly come back to earth for a variety of reasons. Some are believed to have died in a sudden, tragic event, such as a murder or fatal accident. Since they did not die peacefully, their spirit remains on earth. Paranormal experts suggest that there are perhaps maybe 6 signs that indicate a ghost may be present. The first sign is that pets react to something others can't see, such as growling at thin air or refusing to go into a particular room. Second, people in the household are having nightmares. Usually the nightmares occur to the person being haunted, or it happens when someone sleeps in a particular room where the ghost or spirit resides. Third, objects are mysteriously misplaced and often return just as mysteriously. Fourth, electrical appliances turn themselves on or off, or tap water turns on, or toilets flush by themselves. Fifth, there are unexplained cold drafts or cold spots are felt in a specific area of the structure. And sixth, there are noises like footsteps, raps on the walls, or voices are heard. Here in Hawaii, where the animistic worldview is pervasive, there are many who live in fear of ghosts and spirits. One popular legend is the spirit of
the night marchers. They're here to protect the king's trail.
In 1789, King Kamehameha defeated the warriors of Oahu by pushing them off the cliffs of the Pali Mountains. It is believed the spirits of these fallen warriors wander the islands at times. Their presence can be heard and sometimes even seen visibly. They are alleged incidences of people receiving injuries when they left food out at night in their homes, or even suffered death when they were in the path of the night marchers. Well, what are we to make of ghosts? Well, first, we must look at what the Bible teaches regarding the spirits of the dead. The Bible teaches that at the moment of death, a Christian's soul goes immediately to be with the Lord, 2 Corinthians 5:8, while the soul of the unbeliever goes to a place of great suffering called hell. And according to the Bible, the spirits of the dead cannot return to earth or contact the living. Therefore, according to the Bible, ghosts are not spirits of the departed. And an important thing to remember is that we must recognize that much of the reported ghost encounters are experience-based. Much of the evidence presented for ghost encounters is based on experience and feelings, not objective data. Therefore, it's difficult to make any decisive conclusions about many ghost encounters. And here's a principle to remember. If one is going to make extraordinary claims, one must back up those claims with extraordinary evidence, not mere feelings or experiences. A significant observation made by occult expert Dr. Ron Rhodes is that many ghost reports involve a person's peripheral vision. Experts tell us that peripheral vision is very sensitive to motion. Peripheral vision, of course, does not focus on specific shapes, but rather simply detects motion. People think they see a shadow or a figure, But when they turn their face in the direction of the alleged figure, it disappears. Second, there are many inaccurate reports of ghost experiences. There's an all too common tendency for people to embellish what they have experienced, often adding sensational details to make their stories seem more interesting and fascinating. Third, many experiences occur while coming out of a sleep state. A key factor that would seem to undermine many reports of ghost activity is that they often involve a person coming out of a deep sleep state. When a person wakes up from sleep, his cognitive and perceptual abilities may be on the weaker side, and he may think he is experiencing something which is in fact not real. It is even possible for a person to wake up from a dream and still think he hears voices in the house. Now, once a person is completely awake, such strange experiences tend to vanish. Fourth, facts are often misinterpreted. A number of people have claimed house hauntings when in reality they have probably just misinterpreted the data. Claiming a ghostly intrusion simply because an item seems to be missing from the refrigerator or because a painting in the living room is suddenly hanging crooked is unconvincing. Fifth, our culture has been conditioned to see ghosts. Hollywood, the media, and the internet are full of programs, movies, and documentaries of ghosts and encounters with spirits from the dead. Therefore, when there is an alleged ghost encounter by several people, many are eager to believe the account without doing careful research. So before accepting stories about ghost encounters, we should really ask the following questions. First, how good is the evidence? Second, how many witnesses are there? Third, do their stories corroborate with the facts? And are they consistent with one another over time? And are there independent sources, or are the witnesses associated with each other in some way? We know parents can be very convincing to their children. In the Bible, we don't see accounts of ghosts, but we do see angelic appearances and demonic possession. God does not allow the dead to contact the living, but Satan and his demons can indeed masquerade and impersonate a departed individual. For this reason, people should not delve into the occult or seek communication with the dead. The New Testament teaches that demons are real and only seek the destruction of God's plan and His people. And although they can do great harm, Christians do not need to fear the demonic or the occult powers, for Christ is ruler over all and has defeated their strongholds. Colossians 2:15 states, He disarmed the rulers and authorities and put them to open shame by triumphing over them in Him. So Christ is the ruler over all powers, and He defeated and dismantled their strongholds on the cross. So if you feel someone in your family may be under the influence of the demonic, look to see if that person has been experimenting with the occult. Games like Ouija boards, fantasy role-playing games involving the occult, tarot cards, movies or novels extolling occult practices may be a sign that your child or teen may be experimenting in the occult. Explain to them the biblical principles and the dangers of the occult. Spiritual warfare with the forces of darkness is real and should not be taken lightly. Then remove those types of objects and temptations from your house. Many alleged ghost encounters may not be real, but the Bible teaches that spiritual forces of good and evil are indeed real. So we can live in fear of ghosts and spiritual powers, or we can be set free from the fear by receiving and worshiping the one who rules over all principalities. 1 Peter 3:22 states that it is Christ who has gone into heaven and is at the right hand of God, with angels, authorities, and powers having been subjected to Him. So worship the true King who rules all creation, and you need not be afraid of any ghosts or spirits. They're all under the rulership of Jesus Christ. Well, for more information, I encourage you to go to our website at evidenceandanswers.org and look at our podcasts and articles on the subjects that we cover here on Question of the Week. And we want to thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again next week here on Question of the Week.